NHRA Nationals this weekend starting on Friday, tomorrow. Exciting to be in Vegas?
Yeah, I'm obviously John, my brother.
I was about to say, it's not so exciting for John.
Probably still is. He lives here, but I live in California near San Diego, and to be honest with you, I feel like I shouldn't live here, or shouldn't move here, because we've been able to win this race here in Vegas at the Strip more than any other funny car driver. So anytime Vegas comes up on the schedule, I'm pretty pumped.
The funny thing about it is, going to you for a minute, Ron, is I feel like I know you because you're very active on Twitter. And it's I know you've had your coffee already. You know, you're going to do the first pitch in Atlanta coming up, I think.
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty cool. And you recently did you were in the NASCAR pits, right?
Yeah, in Fontana. Yeah, which was an unbelievable experience. You know, I got to work, actually hold a pit board on their first pit stop. Hang out with the Napa team. I took my son Caden, my 10-year-old, and he kept looking at me. We had him on the pit box, which they don't usually let kids up there. But pre-race, I mean, Vince Vaughn, the actor, was hanging out. I got pictures with him, and Tony Stewart, Casey Kane, all with my son. And that was the kind of day, he just kept looking at me saying, "Dad, this is the best day ever." And I was like, this is awesome, you know. So for me, it was fun, but for Caden, it's one of those experiences. And it takes you back to what we feel like. We look out to go out and sign autographs in our pit area, and we were just talking about, you know, every ticket being a pit pass, and how that, when we were kids, watching Don the Snake Prudhomme or Don Garlitz or any of the heroes, you could walk right up to them at a drag race. You can't do that at NASCAR or IndyCar, definitely not stick and ball sports, and you can still do it at a drag race. So for somebody to be able to bring their kid up and meet a hero and get an autograph and walk away with all these pictures of a driver is pretty neat for a kid. And I kind of went on the other side of that last weekend, and it was fun. So it's I can't wait for this weekend.
Well, that is, you know, I have a 10-year-old kid, now 11-year-old, and we've been going to the drags for, I think, like, since he was probably 5, and his cousin. And that is the great thing about the drags. It's just the access. And first of all, I love to see, like, the old Mustangs going down beforehand. I mean, that's a blast, but you're right. It's all of a sudden you feel like you are part of the action right there. And I can't think of any other sport where you do. Like you said, can't think of anything else where you have that access.
No. Even IndyCar, I was in St. Petersburg for the first race of the IndyCar series last weekend, and it's amazing how they keep everybody separate. You know, the fans, unless you have a super, really cool pit pass, you can't come next to the teams and talk to the drivers and everything. And that's one thing about NHRA and Full Throttle Racing is the fact that, man, you come from the grandstands and you watch your favorite driver go down the track, and then you go right to their trailer and you get a chance to watch their team fix it and perform the magic and talk to the drivers, and we're packing our parachutes, and literally we're out amongst all the crowd, you know, trying to roll up our parachute and put it in, and people are trying to offer their help and everything, and it's really cool to be able to kind of sit and talk with everybody just like you're walking down the street.
Why is it that your guys' pits in that area looks a lot cleaner than my kitchen? I mean, it's just meticulous, especially at the beginning. I mean, it's like everything laid out perfectly.
How long does it take you to clean up after dinner?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
I wait till my wife gets home.
We'd have to do it in 35 minutes.
We've got 10 guys that'll do it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the key.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do.
But you got sponsors like, you know, Napa's our big sponsor, and it's amazing. You forget that people notice little things like that, but you go to our pit area at Schumacher Racing, man, and you've been there, you've seen it. It's immaculate, and we've got 4-star food and hospitality that for the sponsor and the people that have the VIP treatment that can come in and hang out. And like you said, it's amazing to watch these 10 kids, and most of them are kids, work on our cars, and I don't ever think twice about jumping in the car and making a run. I mean, it's amazing to watch them completely tear this car apart, and a fan can watch this from 2 feet away. Put it back together, go watch it race, go home that night, turn on ESPN2, and watch the race that you were at. I mean, it's just, you know, it's an experience. Nowadays with the economy, you want to do something. The best bang for your buck is what everybody's looking for, and there's nothing better. I feel like I'm on a soapbox right now, but I get excited about it. You know, the sport is what I do, but it's something that I want to tell everybody about.
If I ever have to go into surgery, I just hope that when I look at that operating room, it's as well put together as, you know, your pits areas. It's just amazing. It's
and like, no extra parts laying around.
Right, exactly. Yeah. and it's
thing.
clean. And it's clean. Talking with Ron and John Capps. John, home. Oh, look at that, holding it up. Home advantage out here?
I hope so. I mean, Ron's like he said, he's the guy that's won the most in the funny car category here in Las Vegas. It's my home track. I'm hoping to, you know, hopefully get the members roll, or the members bounce, if you will, and maybe try and get some hometown luck. We definitely need it. Ron's shaking his head no.
Not going to happen. No, it'd be cool. if I was in the other lane for the final.
It would be.
That's the bad part is we got to race each other. It's too bad he couldn't have picked a top fuel cart where a dragster where we didn't have to race each other. But what's hard is I got to get strapped into my car sometimes, and he's up there running in front of me, you know, a couple pairs up, and I can't watch him. And
But technically, most of the time last year when we were qualifying,
easy. I know where you're going with this. You were behind me?
I was behind
Yeah,
him.
he out-qualified us at the Dallas race last year. We went on to the semis and met in the semifinals, and it was a close race. But, yeah, he's right. It was kind of a weird thing. He's a part-time, trying to get out full-time, and there they were, way better qualified than we were. It was kind of embarrassing for a little bit, but it worked out all right.
No, it was awesome, and that's one of the things is I always, you know, every time I get out of the car, because typically speaking, he runs after that I do because, you know, we're part-time when we only get a chance to race whenever we can, and so I'll get out of the tow vehicle and we tow back and run up the start line just to be able to get a chance to watch him run. It's very cool on a I guess big brother level, but it's neat.
Oh, there's got to be that competition going. Looks like Saturday going to be high around the 80s. What is that? How does that change for you? Higher temperature?
We're more worried about the wind Saturday and then the cold weather Sunday. It's going to drop 20 degrees on Sunday,
Right.
so it's going to give our crew chief fits.
But as long as it's not a crosswind, right? I mean, I understand a headwind, but that's pretty much everybody's got to deal with that. It would be the crosswind that would really, I would think.
The cool thing is, for the fans anyway, that big grandstand they got out there, its back is to it.
Right.
So if there's a wind, the fans don't feel it. And it's as a driver, you get past that grandstand, sometimes a little bit of a wind. But, I mean, you can't ask, you're going into a weekend to not have a chance of rain like we do sometimes in places we go. We hardly ever have that here. And it's going to be another great weekend of the sun will be out. We know that all
Right.
weekend. So that's good for the fans to come out. But I don't have crew chiefs sleep at night. I mean, these guys, like you said, it's going to drop 20 degrees from one day to the next. Sometimes there's rain in the morning when you wake up, and I'm a nervous wreck driving, but I can't imagine these crew chiefs. It boggles my mind how they can even go to sleep at night.
Yeah, I mean, when we actually get in the car, that's when we get a chance to kind of relax and kind of go into our own little happy place, I guess. But that's when it gets nervous for those guys because that's when their final decision, you know, kind of has to be made. So we're nervous until we get in the car, and then that's kind of the flip of the hat, and that's when they really kind of start to feel their own pressure.
Well, Las Vegas Motor Speedway starts tomorrow and goes through the weekend. Awesome time, and don't worry, Jeff Motley from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway makes sure it never rains. So, you know, there might be a slight zephyr, but there will not be a lot of winds and a lot of rain. So thanks, guys, for coming on in.
You bet, man. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us. We have a great autograph session tonight at the New York, so hope to see everybody there.
Sounds great.